So the first time I heard the song, shouts out to Khalid, I was actually with him in a studio in LA. The album had dropped and I had anticipated it so much because I hadn't heard the song up until the release. So I heard it with everyone else and it was like the happiest time, man, just to hear something that for me has been going on for a long time and just to have it out in the world in a way that I was proud of. It was like a good feeling, man.
You don't hear my line no more. Oh, oh, you don't make it ring, 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 ring. I can't keep this on the low. I want you to make it ring, 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 ring.
So I got to the studio in LA. This was the first time I'd ever met Needlz. First time I had met Ndeye. After playing each other like a couple songs and getting familiar with each other, I pulled up the vocal sample. I was playing it a bit quiet, you know, like just trying to like quietly feel out my sounds. And Needlz was like, what's that? Turn that up, man. I turned it up and everyone was like, cool, sounds tight, it's a good starting point. So I pulled that up and the first sound and the main sound in the song is this vocal sample. So yeah, I just cut that up, pitched it up, threw it in here, and now we have. I wanted it to sound brighter, so I just cut out the low end, added some effects. I put like a flanger and a chorus on it. Once Needlz had added his hi-hats, I added some additional hi-hats that I thought would complement it. It kind of gave it like a little bit of a trappy edge. Once we had that, I just added a snare, like a snare from a drum kit I had. I just put it in. It's one of the snares I use a lot. We had locked in at the tempo of 106, which is pretty much like R&B, slow rap. Needlz had this MPC. He was working on the drums and was figuring out the groove. He had found a good pocket for the track. I had asked him to make the kick follow the chord progression that we had going on. After having the drums, we added additional sounds just to complete the chorus to make it feel bigger than the verses. So we had this piano from an output synth called Signal. So that only comes in on the second half of each part of the chorus just to make it feel like you're hearing new things every now and again. And together with the vocal sample, it sounds like. We specifically put it on just the step chords, just to bring out that section more. At this point, we had got the groove and the extra synths that we wanted, and we just needed the body of the track. Normally, I would get like an 808, typical 808. I didn't want to do that in this track. I loaded up this Taurus bass from Oppeneer. We sidechained the bass, so it's almost giving it like an EDM feel. To complement the first bass, I added a second bass from Oppeneer as well, called Shock the System. It was rich in high frequency, so together I felt like it helped the bass cut through, and it's what I was looking for sound-wise, so together it sounds something like this. One thing I like to do with higher frequency bass sounds is add a sample delay. It just makes the sound feel wider so you can hear the high frequencies clearer and gets out of the way of the middle so it's not competing with the vocals. At this point we had built our chorus and we went on to the structure of the track. The hook has all of the elements in with all the frequencies, and the verse we kind of took a take into cutting out a lot of the higher frequencies. We decided to pitch the vocal sample down an octave just so when it gets to the chorus, you're hearing the same sounds, but in a different way. Really simple, but there's a lead sound. This again complements the vocal sample. Together it sounds like this. As crazy as it sounds, I think that is it.
You don't hear my line no more. Oh, oh, you don't make it ring, 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 ring.
For me, I can relate this back to my upbringing, just hearing different types of music, different genres, and just being able to put that into a song where you're just mixing and blending different genres. It's like making something that feels new and fresh. And Cardi B, she brings like a lot of relation to the track. Kehlani came through and she killed it, man. And I think they both brought like uniqueness to the song. The version you hear here is the version that got released. We didn't get to do any additional production on it, but it was like a blessing in disguise because simplicity is key, man. And for me, it was just like, just happiness, man, knowing that I was able to share something I was proud of with the world.
Should I call first? I can't decide. I want to, but a bitch got pride. The switching up shit is what I can't fuck with. I'm feeling you, but it's hard to get in touch with.